Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how I set up my millipede boxes and go through some general millipede care. First I'm going to talk about enclosures. When I started caring for millipedes, I was recommended 2 millipedes for the length, by 1 millipede for the width, by 1.5 millipedes by depth. So you can measure your millipede and work out what size box it needs. The soil for millipedes is the most important thing. It's where they live, they breed, they raise their young, they hide, they shed. It's their whole world. I've already made a video about the substrate that I use and mix for my millipedes, and I will link it in the cards. Most of a millipede's diet will consist of rotting hardwood and hardwood leaves. Lots of millipede owners like to subsidize the diet with vegetables. I also like to add bug gel so they can't drown in water, protein in the form of fish pellets, and calcium powder. Your millipede might disappear for up to a month and a half. This is because they're shedding. You do not want to disturb a millipede that's shedding under any circumstances, as this can stress them out and lead to them to die. For humidity, you want it relatively high, in the 80s if you've got a hygrometer. If you don't, you can simply stick your hand in the soil and it should stick to it. The substrate shouldn't feel wet and it shouldn't feel completely dry. If the substrate is too wet, it can give the millipede foot rot, which is not good. If the humidity is too low, this can weaken the millipede's immune system, opening them up for a fungal infection. If your millipede gets a fungal infection, I'm going to be making a video on how to treat them, as I've been given a few sick millipedes. The reason you want a humidity gradient is because when they're shedding and breeding, they want a higher humidity, and when you feed them, you want a lower humidity to prevent mold. Temperature you want to keep between 23 and 27 degrees Celsius. This is 75 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So it doesn't look like a box of dirt, you can add plants and sticks to the enclosure. Some millipedes are terrestrial and some are arboreal, so you need to make an enclosure appropriate for their needs. This is a box for terrestrial millipedes. I have made an arboreal enclosure and I will link it in the cards. The last thing you need to add to the box is the millipedes. Then we have the millipedes. This is Rapidostreptus species and who will be living in this box. I hope you enjoyed today's video on general millipede care. See you next time. Bye!